Hello everyone, it's IT Chill here. Today I want to talk about evolving ethics in open source, security, sovereignty, and societal impact. Open source, an often misunderstood term, forms the cornerstone of modern technology. It encompasses a world of possibilities, ranging from operating systems to hardware's intricate software components. In this discourse, we will delve into the realm of open source, exploring its facets and significance. Open source finds its place on a spectrum that spans from software to hardware. While it may remain unfamiliar to many, it is an integral part of our technological landscape. The closed source domain houses recognizable operating systems like Windows, macOS, iOS, and developed behind locked doors. In contrast, open source heralds Linux, a name synonymous with community-driven collaboration. Open source software and operating systems share a fundamental trait: accessibility. Their source code is an open book, freely accessible to anyone with an interest. This transparency fosters innovation and collaboration, breaking down barriers to knowledge. Yet, open source is not confined to software. It extends its arms to hardware as well. Open source hardware introduces a different paradigm altogether. It embodies blueprints, design principles, and materials, a holistic view accessible to all. Even the workings of these hardware marvels are laid bare. In this arena, firmware, a specific software fused with hardware, plays a pivotal role. Think Intel's chips, router systems, or modern intricacies. Recent global events such as the US-China trade war have propelled concepts like technological independence and decentralization to the forefront. These ideas signify more than trends. They could potentially usher in a new era of empowerment. Stay tuned for an exploration of these groundbreaking concepts and their impact. While open source fosters collaboration, its mechanisms might appear complex. Enter the copyleft license, an embodiment of open source principles, often unfamiliar to the general public. It ensures that the spirit of open collaboration endures. We will journey through this legal terrain to shed light on its essence. The landscape of open source software is a paradox where the flow of innovation often intertwines with questions of sustainability, Unlike proprietary software, open source projects face unique challenges in generating profits. Today we will delve into the intricate world of open source economics, focusing primarily on open source software as an illustrative example. At the heart of open source lies the open accessibility of source code, an emblem of collaboration and transparency. This very openness, however, can pose challenges when it comes to traditional concepts of copyright. The copyleft license, synonymous with open source software, fosters the spirit of shared creativity, often sidestepping conventional copyright norms. When code is readily available for study and use, the question of creators' financial sustenance arises. It is a nuanced debate as the general public benefits from open access to knowledge, but creators' livelihoods can be at stake. The very essence of open source encourages contribution, yet the economic dimension cannot be ignored. While definitive solutions remain elusive, avenues for open source sustainability to exist. Projects can explore diverse funding models, such as crowdfunding, grants, and corporate sponsorships. Additionally, service-based models, where companies offer specialized support and customization, can provide sustainable revenue streams. At this juncture, the question of how open source can profit remains intricate and multifaceted. This quest compels us to consider the long-term sustainability of projects that fuel our technological advancement. Within the diverse realm of open source licensing, certain licenses have emerged as favorite among developers. MIT and ISC licenses stand as widely accepted choices, providing flexibility and enabling a more permissive approach to code modification. These licenses grant developers the freedom to utilize and modify code without stringent requirements for code publication. Consequently, they accommodate both closed source practices and pattern-friendly environments. In contrast, GPL and AGPL belong to a category often considered viral or not widely accepted. These licenses impose specific obligations on users and developers. Two noteworthy requirements include crediting the original AGPL project's author and providing a link to the source. Additionally, if modifications are made to AGPL license code, the modified code must be disclosed under the same license. The requirements of GPL and AGPL can spark debates, particularly in competitive landscapes. For some companies, the attribution clause might seem counterintuitive, potentially affecting their competitive edge. Moreover, the necessity to disclose modifications can conflict with proprietary interests. This tension raises questions about the fundamental nature of open source and its role in the economy. The choice between open source and closed source hinges on a spectrum of factors. Some argue that open source fosters innovation and collaboration, while others contend that a closed source environment better suits certain business strats. There's no absolute right or wrong. The suitability of each approach depends on one's perspective. As we navigate this landscape, there is a call to balance the ratio between copyleft or open source licensed software and copyright or closed source licensed software. Striving for equilibrium ensures diverse options for developers and businesses. While copyright-based software might currently hold sway, fostering a dynamic ecosystem with room for both approaches is crucial. The potential impact of this licensing balance on societal stability remains an open question. Will an overwhelming preference for copyright closed source models disrupt the equilibrium, or can a harmonious coexistence be maintained? This is a complex issue, raising intriguing questions about the future fabric of tech and innovation. The realm of open source software often takes us into intricate ethical landscapes that may be challenging for the general public and even seasoned developers to fully grasp. This segment delves into the profound interplay between security, sovereignty, and ethics, stretching beyond mere computer science and delving into national and individual concerns. When an open source developer crafts an end-to-end encrypted messaging application, a delicate equilibrium arises between individual security, national sovereignty, and global ethical considerations. This application becomes a harbinger of personal privacy and assurance of self-governance. However, its dual nature presents ethical dilemmas when individuals exploit the application security for nefarious purposes, such as terrorism or criminal activities. Within this realm, a paradox emerges. End-to-end encryption applications empower dissidents and whistleblowers, enabling them to uphold truth and transparency. While they might be seen as essential agents for change and security, their actions can also disrupt social harmony. The ethical conundrum lies in assessing the balance between their roles as guardians of justice and potential catalysts for instability. The global stage amplifies the stakes. As open source developers collaborate to create applications that transcend beyond borders, their creations bear inherent ethical significance. Applications imbued with security features while adhering to compliance standards could unknowingly fuel geopolitical conflicts. While they promise security and collaboration, they inadvertently provide tools that can be harnessed for less altruistic endeavors. In the heart of such ethical dilemmas, open source developers stand at a crossroads. Their aspirations for fostering innovation and security can inadvertently have far-reaching repercussions. These developers find themselves grappling with a dilemma reminiscent of Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. The realization that their creations can both empower and endanger underscores the gravity of their decisions. There is no unequivocal answer to these dilemmas. Open source potential for immense good and unforeseen consequences blurs the lines of right and wrong. The significance of creating spaces for dialogue and reflection becomes evident as we contemplate the profound impact of the code we craft on the tapestry of society. In this complex ecosystem, ethical contemplation is pivotal. As developers and users of open source software, we stand united in the pursuit of striking an equilibrium between innovation and responsibility. The legacy of our digital contributions will hinge on our ability to navigate these uncharted waters with foresight, humility, and a shared ethical framework. That is all for this video. Thank you very much.